IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with flying rats. Did you know that pigeons, also known as flying rats, never nest in trees? I realized this when I was at my farm during the lockdown, and I stayed there for 8 months, and not once did I see a pigeon. We're so used to seeing pigeons in the city that we take them for granted, like they're everywhere. And they are normally called rats with wings or flying rats because they are so plentiful in cities. And the reason that they're so plentiful in cities is because they are what are called rock nesters. This means that in the wild, they would normally nest in cliffs or in mountain ledges or on rocks. Pigeons will look for these little holes high up in the cliffs and build a nest there. The male will find a good spot for a nest and then he'll start cooing. Coo, coo. And once he finds a mate, they'll build a nest in the cliffs. In the cities, our buildings act like cliff spaces. They offer the birds lots of nooks and little crannies to nest in. Think about, the back of our ACs where they normally end up putting their nests. And our cities are hence a paradise for pigeons to thrive in. Now, in the same way, us humans are also creatures of habits. Some like spending time in libraries, some at work, some at shopping malls, some getting drunk in a bar. But unlike pigeons that will never nest in a tree, we have the ability to make a conscious decision. We are able to choose what we want to do, where we want to be, how we want to show up in the world. Every now and then, we feel stuck. Like where we are now in life is not where we want to be. However, all our old habits are keeping us trapped in this same space. But more importantly, all the people in our lives are also keeping us in this same space. You see, all the pigeons nest together. All the eagles nest in the trees. When you want to change your life, your habits, your environment, and the people that you spend time with, you will have to change. I remember when I wanted to stop being overweight and unhealthy, I had to stop meeting a certain kind of friend. The kind that would eat dinners at 11 o'clock in the night and then drink and party till 4 a.m. I had to change that environment along with my habits. Soon I started to spend more time in different gyms in the city. I signed up for yoga classes and spent time in yoga studios. I met yoga teachers who would eat at 6 p.m. and sleep by 10 p.m. Pizza restaurants got replaced by salad bars. Long Island iced teas got replaced by kombucha. You see, the point of today's podcast is to share the importance of where you spend your time. The environment decides who you will become. Many of us are stuck in toxic environments at home. So spend as much time as possible outside in a new environment. Many of us want to be rich and wealthy, but are stuck in an environment where we're not allowed to feel rich and wealthy. I remember Aristotle Onassis, one of the richest men in the world at one point of time, saying that he would advise people to spend time in the fanciest hotel of that city. Just sit in the lobby or in the coffee shop or order the cheapest thing on the menu, but spend time in that location. Because slowly, you will start to pick up from observing the people around you. You will begin to form a mindset. You might make friends sitting in the lobby, and those friends might make you meet other people. And soon you'll have a different social group altogether. So the places where you choose to spend your time play a big role in the kind of life we want to create for ourselves. So your super simple habit starts by figuring out what is the kind of life you want to be living. Then figure out where other people who have a life that you want spend their time. Then go and change your location. Spend time in that location. And like I said earlier, you're not a pigeon. You have the ability to move and change where you nest. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IBM Podcast Network. So let me first tell you about this. There's been 1,000 episodes of Cyrus Says. We sit down and talk to all of the people who put the show together. But yeah, come check it out. Check out our 1,000th episode. It's a great episode and I think you'll really enjoy it. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam Gupta talked to Jitendra Gupta, founder and CEO of Jupiter. They discuss the development in the neo-banking sector. On Hanswani, KC Shankar explores the story of 4 working-class men battling to survive in this modern world. On Naan Curry, Sadaf and Archit settle the confusion. Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? And on Misconduct, Raghavi and Nisha talk about the Mexican folktale of La Llorona. Once again, everybody, remember we have amazing merchandise available. You can go to ibmpodcast.com/store or go to our website and you'll be able to see the link. Do check this out. Do buy some stuff. It really does help us out. Do remember, follow us on social media. We're IBM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Remember, if you do tell a friend about a show and they listen to the show, you'll have somebody to talk to the show about. We'd really appreciate it also if you could give us a rating on whatever platform you're listening to us on. And finally, do remember we're also available on YouTube. A number of our shows are available as full video shows, but every show is available on YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, both Lifestyle, Small Case, Capgemini, and Intel vPro. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Hello there, this is Danish Said and I'm hosting a new podcast called Do What Floats Your Boat by Boat Lifestyle, where I explore the alternative lives of a new India. Every Thursday, I'm talking to people who follow their dreams even if they're unconventional and they've managed to build a community for like-minded people. We speak with trendsetters like Ruhi Dosani, Shantanu Maheshwari, Mith Pat and even Aman Gupta. Tune in to new episodes on the IBM Podcast app and website, the Boat YouTube channel, or actually wherever you get your podcasts from.